Hello, this is my second video now. This is to show you some of my first creations using this tech. This is an anti-ship drone, I guess. I lack the proper terminology to describe it. What it does is it can float along the surface and using the recoil of the guns, track and shoot at ships. Now, as you could see here, to properly launch it, it is a little bit annoying, and even then, because of an issue which I believe to be caused by a combination of the lock disappearing when a separate craft is detached, as well as there's a chance that it might lock onto its own center of mass. As you could see, the drone in front isn't shooting directly forward, rather at a downward angle because the center of mass is forward and slightly down. I have yet to do proper testing on both of these factors to identify the exact way that they function, but these methods are not foolproof. They're very effective and under the right conditions can be the most effective option, but as new technology is, it is itself unstable. Now, to give all of you a better demonstration of what this ship can do, I will now set it to target myself by dropping it off behind me. It's not that it couldn't target me before, but simply it was significantly harder for it to target because I was behind it and it can only see directly ahead, although giving it the ability to look directly behind it would be an easy modification. Now that I have connected it, you should hopefully soon see it. It is surprisingly devastating, and as you could see, although not the most agile or quickest creation, it, as can be very clearly seen, moves and reorients itself to follow. Now, as you could see here, one of my previous drones that I have sent off has looped back around, and as you could see, they have entered combat and taken each other out. I don't know what better tech demonstration of its effectiveness I could possibly give, at least in a controlled environment, but it is very clearly swerving around. And to note here, it is completely possible to lose its lock with a strong enough curve or by just stopping because it does not know how to stop itself and it'll continue to drive as shown here. And that is a demonstration of the sea drone, anti-ship drone. I'm not even sure if it's a drone. Now here, my first attempts into missile-like technology in the form of a torpedo. Now this is a early version of a torpedo that had some interesting effects. That is why I'm showing it. It has no explosive, it uses 6 guns and 2 propellers. The first thing I learned when building any type of creation, including missiles, which I will get to in a later video, is guns are heavy. No one really realizes how heavy they are, but in a small craft like this, they're incredibly heavy. Now here, as you could see, the reason why I wanted to show and demonstrate this, it can core out ships from below. Now, the way that it does this is quite simple, really. It uses the same recoil aiming technology to aim itself at a ship, but then gravity pulls it down, which makes it stay below the ship. Now here, I am now spawning in the proper version of the torpedo. It has an explosive, it goes a little bit straighter if you drop it without a lock. Now, and I should note that all the torpedoes do need to have a lock and be relatively close to the target before launch. I have not had the proper chance to test these against other players though. As you can see here, I am spawning the target. Now, since this version has a buoyancy block, it was able to not sink to the bottom of the ocean floor, but rather be able to run into the bottom of the ship. Gravity still pulls it down, so you could see it arcing downwards, and it'll get stuck on the bottom of ships. However, because of the recoil of the gun slowing it down, and the fact that it's in water dampening everything and the velocities, the dynamite does not actually trigger. This was simply a small detour in my technologies. It was one of my first creations, so I never really saw a need to go back and fix it. All three of these, I should say, sorry, my bad. All three of these creations will be in the description for you to download off of the Steam Workshop, and they are public. If you want to mess around with them, do so to your heart's content, and check the comments to see if I make any corrections about this video, and because people's opinions are important.